we will take a step back millions of years ago to when dinosaurs roamed the earth. Today, you will have the opportunity to see some of those amazing creatures, like the T-Rex. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please put your hands together and make a lot of noise for Miss Kayla Colonia.
Hello everyone, welcome to your 2019 Charlotte County Fair. Are you guys ready to have some fun? Oh, you guys must be getting tired, but I think we can do a little bit better than that. Are you guys ready to have some fun? Yeah! You had me worried there for a second. Now before we get started, guys, I do have one more quick question for all of you. By a show of hands, how many of you guys like dinosaurs? Awesome, that's what I like to see. And for those of you that didn't raise your hands, we'll change your minds later. Because millions and millions of years ago, there were thousands of different types of species of dinosaur lived all across the world. Some of them walked on land, some of them swam in the seas, some even made the skies their natural habitat. And that's where I'm going to get this show started with you, right over here at our table of fossils, which are pretty much the only remains we have left of these guys. The first fossil that I want to show you is super cool, very cute, but before I tell you anything about it, let's see if you guys can take a guess at what it looks like. Don't be shy, say it out loud. Ah, it's my favorite answer. You must have seen the show already. They ruined my joke. Okay, it's not poop. That is very funny, though. That's my favorite one. What else could it be? It is an egg. Very good job. But this egg belonged to a very special dinosaur. It belonged to one of our four-legged herbivore dinosaurs. But before I introduce them, what do herbivore dinosaurs eat? And don't say poop. Plants, very good. Herbivores are plant-eating dinosaurs, and that belongs to the little guy that belonged to this egg. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please put your hands together and help me welcome out my 2-month-old baby triceratops, Miss Sarah. Hi, sweet girl. How are you doing? So I heard a bunch of ahs. The clap's going to stay for later. But she is coming out to say hello to you guys. And you are more than welcome to come up and say hello to her. You can pet her. You can love all over her. Don't be shy. Come say hello. And while she is here, let me give you guys a couple little things about this young lady to know. As you can see, she is still very small. And she's got a lot more growing up to do. And when she becomes fully grown, she'll be about the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. That's right. The punch buggy of all dinosaurs. Now, the Triceratops do come in lots of different shapes, sizes, and colors. And when I say shapes, some could be as larger SUV-sized vehicles. Some even larger than that. They also had different shapes. And when I say shapes, I actually mean their crowns. As you can see, Miss Sarah's crown is very round, very beautiful, but it did come with different shapes. Some came in diamond shape, triangular shape, even square shape, and they were all equally beautiful. And they all had that one main thing in common, or should I say three? Their three main horns. Those three horns were very beneficial to their survivals. It would help them to protect their families from other predators that wanted to come close and possibly do them harm. They would also use them to go hunting for food. And once again, I don't mean meat, I mean trees. They wanted to go after taller trees because the trees held bigger and better leaves than the small bushes and berries on the forest floor. They also held better water for them. So what they would do, if the tree was too tall or too wide, they would try to dig it up from the bottom using their crowns as a pick and shovel type action. It would fall to the floor and they could take the leaves back to their babies. But if the tree was small enough and skinny, they would run into it as hard as they possibly could, knocking it to the floor and drag the entire tree back to their babies. And their babies could even eat the bark. It's a different type of nutrition, but it works just the same. Now, it looks like she's almost said hello to just about everybody out there. That was a quick visit, but it's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's put our hands together for little Sarah one more time. She did a very beautiful job, and it is little past her bedtime. Everyone say good night, Miss Sarah! She's a sweet girl. All right, take that little girl back inside, and we're going to move on with my table of fossils. But before I do, guys, I didn't get to make this announcement before the show, but I do want to share it with you now. Don't forget that after the show, you guys have a chance to come inside the show area to have your pictures made beside one of our largest dinosaurs. And tonight is a treat for you guys because some of our smaller dinosaur babies are asleep. We're going to have 3 big dinosaurs out to meet you guys. Usually we only show 2. This show you're going to get to see all 3 of them. But after the show, one in particular is going to be here for you guys to take pictures with. Also, we'll have a fossil dig for you guys as well to partake in. You can dig for your own fossils and take some home. And we're also holding a contest. These gumball machines right here in the corner, they're going to hold your ticket to a free picture. The color gumball for this show is going to be orange. If you get an orange gumball before the end of the show, hold on to it. Don't chew it up till after the show because it's going to get you a free picture. But I need to see the color of the gumball. That doesn't work for us, and I don't want to see your chewed up gum. So make sure you hold on to those oranges. Now, the next fossil I want to show you, I actually have a little bit of bad news about. When we found this footprint, it's a little slippery. When we found this footprint, we were unable to find any other evidence that went with it to exactly determine the dinosaur it belonged to. Not always do we find all the pieces in the field that tell us what our exact dinosaurs are, but sometimes with extensive research that sometimes we don't always want to do, we can narrow these things down. And we were able to narrow this thing down to a group of dinosaurs called the Ornithopods. Now, the Ornithopod dinosaurs are only classified to be two things: herbivore dinosaurs, plant eaters, that walked upright on two legs. That's it. But there's lots of different types. And I happen to have one for you guys to meet today. And she's a little shy. This is her first fair. And we named her right after you guys. Her name is Miss Charlotte. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, without further ado, let's put our hands together for our beautiful new addition to our show. This is Miss Charlotte. She is our Parasaurolophus. She is an Ornithopod, a two-legged herbivore dinosaur. Oh, sweet girl. She's a little shy. She's very sweet though, and she's kind of nervous. So you guys have to help make her feel welcome. When you come up and say hello to her, be gentle, be kind. She's kind of like a horse. She can spook a little easily, but she'll warm up to you in a few moments. Now, while she's here, let me tell you a couple interesting things about this young lady. We've only had her for a short while, so we're learning new things every single day. But what we can gather her so far is that she loves to eat. That's pretty much all she does on a constant, like a cow. She's always grazing, always eating. Another thing about Miss Charlotte is, well, let's give you guys a better representation. How many of you guys have seen The Land Before Time? It was almost my turn. Anybody seen that cartoon, Land Before Time? Our 90s babies? Hello? We're going to show the kids. She is our Ducky. As of course, Ducky was very, very small. Miss Charlotte, she's fully grown, but still sweet nonetheless. Another thing about this pretty girl is she is our bipod dinosaur. That means she walks around on two legs. Bipod and tripod, obviously. 4 legs, 2 legs. Now, most Ornithopods could be both 4 legs and 2 legs. But Miss Charlotte is one of the very rare that don't need to use their top hands and claws to walk on. She can only walk on her 2 legs and be completely comfortable that way. Another thing about Miss Charlotte is their species of dinosaur were only discovered a few years ago in 1922. It's almost 100 years from now, but as far as science goes and discovery, she is one of the later ones found. So their species is a very new thing for us, and we're learning more and more about them every single day, the more we find. She is mostly found in Asia. That's where most of their culture was from, and that's where they mainly ate was bamboo. Bamboo is one of the oldest living plants around, and some of the plants we still have today are very, very old. They were predate dinosaurs, you name it, and we could find them. They had all different kinds. You are very loving. It must be bedtime. She always gets snuggly when it gets bedtime. All right, we're going to take you back inside, pretty girl, because you've had a very long day. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's put our hands together for your namesake, little Miss Charlotte. She did a beautiful job. All right, everyone say bye, Charlotte. She's a good girl, but she's a big girl, so I'm going to have to help her back in here. We need one of those wide load stickers and a big beeper, but I have yet to find one that'll be accustomed to fit a dinosaur hiding. But it looks like she's got it taken care of. Now we're going to continue right along, and I want to show you my next 2 fossils. And if I'm not mistaken, these 2 fossils belong to a completely different class of dinosaur altogether. Yeah, I'm absolutely right. We have to switch these things around depending on who we show you next. So the next fossil I'm going to show you is very cool. It's one of my favorites. It's spooky and spooky. It is a skull. This skull belonged to a dinosaur called the Coelophysis. Now, the Coelophysis was over 200 million years old. He was around for a very long period of time. The reason why his species was able to make it that long is because he was actually a very small dinosaur. He was only about 3 feet tall, 10 feet long. He was super skinny, but he had lightning fast reflexes, so it made it really hard for them to catch this guy. Another thing about him is he was a carnivore dinosaur. Who here can tell me what carnivores eat? Meat, very good. Carnivores are meat eaters, big steak. Of course, I don't know if they had steak on the menu quite that far back. Now, that is just like the next fossil I'm going to show you. This hooked claw belonged to a dinosaur called the Baryonyx. The Baryonyx is over 9 feet tall, over 30 feet long, and he only lived to be about 125 million years old. Since he was a bit bigger, he was unfortunately caught a little more often. But that being said, these 2 dinosaurs were primarily fish-eating dinosaurs. They were found around water-type areas. And oddly enough, they were mostly found in the state of Texas. very interesting. You wouldn't think there's too much water. But of course, they've got a little. Now, another thing about these guys, not only were they fish eating, but they were mainly good fishermen for each other, especially the smaller dinosaur. They wanted to make sure that the big dinosaurs had plenty of fish to go around. Not that they couldn't outrun them, but he thought it'd be pretty nice since he was faster and better at it. They made sure they were well fed so they weren't going after him. Now, going back to this hook claw, who here can tell me of another carnivore dinosaur that was extremely ferocious, very famous for those sharp pointy claws, but they were on their toenails? Velociraptor. Very good job. You guys are right on point. Now, before I continue on to the next part of the show, I should probably make another small little announcement, but more so of a cautionary warning. My next guest is a little intimidating. There's nothing to be worried about. I'm going to go inside and bring her out. Okay, no, whoa. Hey. We need to cool it down a little. She got out a little bit faster than I thought. That's okay. All right. Okay, we got it. We're good. Easy. Okay, so I'm not a very good Velociraptor whisperer. The movies aren't exactly as they tell them. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Miss Lucy. Miss Lucy is my 5-year-old Velociraptor. She has been with us for a few years, but her training, it just doesn't go very well. In one ear and out the other, so to speak. So I'm not going to keep her for long because it doesn't take this young lady long to figure things out. She's a very intelligent dinosaur. And when I say intelligent, I mainly have my fence here in mind. If she figures out how to get over the fence to you guys, we're all kind of in big trouble. She is also a very fast creature. And if she does get over the fence, there's no hope for me to catch her. She's only gotten away from us one time, but that was one time too many. By the time I caught up with her, she was running about 50 miles an hour. I was in a vehicle. That was not a good day. I almost lost my job and lost my cool. But that being said, she's only done it once, and so far we're happy that she hasn't figured out how to do it again. You would think she would remember. But other than being very fast and very intelligent creatures, these guys were awesome pack hunters. That's bad news for you guys. She has a very obnoxious singing voice, and I don't know if you can hear it because there's an awful lot of screaming going on. But she is not trying to serenade you guys. She is trying to call her friends. And I don't mean like a cell phone. I mean she's trying to locate other velociraptors for miles and miles around. They can hear those calls. They knew what they were. Ding, ding. It is dinner time. She's trying to let them know there's a beautiful buffet splayed out right in front of her to come and partake, get a good bite, help her out. But we're lucky because there's not that many velociraptors around, so we're going to be just fine. However, I don't want her to turn the camels or anybody else animal-wise against us. So how about we go inside, big girl? We're going to get you a nice, big, juicy T-bone steak for dinner because I know you haven't eaten yet. And that's another reason why I want to get you inside. No, you don't want a steak. Oh, I know you don't want chicken. How about we go inside? If you don't want the steak, I do. I'm starving. You know, New Year's diet. I'll put it on the grill and cook it. Burn it to a crisp because she knows how I cook. Yeah, she is running out. She did a good job. Everyone say bye, Miss Lucy. We'll give her a round of applause. She did a pretty good job. I do apologize. She was not supposed to come out. Not that fast. Now, we're going to continue on, and I'm going to show you my last two fossils. Now, pay close attention to this, guys. These last two fossils belong to some of the biggest prehistoric carnivore dinosaurs of all. The first one I want to show you guys is a tooth, and you here Floridians ought to know who it belongs to, or at least what it is. Who can tell me what this tooth is? Who do they belong to? Thinking about it. A shark! Very good, but who knows the name of that shark? Thinking about it. The Megalodon! Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for those of you that don't know who the Megalodon was, he was a shark, and he was one of the largest sharks to ever swim in our oceans. He was also over 200 million years old. Some people think he could still be out there and hasn't gone extinct yet. Our oceans are only about 5% explored, so that other 95%, you never know who could be out there. But until then, the closest relative we do have for Meg is the great white. Great white compared to Meg is pretty small. So let me give you guys something to compare him to. How many of you are familiar with a school bus? You've seen before, right? Big, long, yellow, takes you back and forth to school. Now, the great white shark can nearly reach the length of your school bus from the end of their noses to the end of their fins. Some have been measured to be right at, if not almost an inch past. Those were record-breaking great white sharks. Not many of those around anymore. However, the Megalodon was a completely different story. He could nearly swallow your school bus whole. As in, you guys are probably not going to make it back to school on time. Yay, Megalodon! It's like a snow day. You guys don't know what a snow day is, and that's okay. Don't worry, because Atlanta, we shut down. It's okay. But you know what? That's probably not going to convince you. As I said, we do have a couple of fossils here from Texas. I have one more fossil here from Texas. And you know how they say everything is bigger in Texas, right? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is one of the largest megalodon teeth found on record. There are not many of these in existence. There are only 2 or 3 to be named tops and fragments of them at best. And that is why, because they are so big. These teeth are so big, they're not found in one piece. They erode away piece at a time and piece at a time. So there's just tiny little fragments and we don't know how big they are. We think, oh, they belong to the same small teeth. Wrong. We found this one in Texas, or friends of ours did. It was only cracked simply in half. They were able to piece it back together for us to make a copy to take on the road to show you guys just how giant these sharks could be. You think this one could take on your school bus? I think it could take on a couple of school buses. He's a pretty big guy. Now, you don't have to worry about running into him on the highway unless we have some crazy, ridiculous flood or hurricane, but even so, I don't know. I don't think it's going to fit on the street. Now, the next fossil I want to show you is my last one. Don't be sad, because it is by far my favorite of all. This is a set of teeth. Who can tell me who these teeth belong to? You're close, we did the raptor. The T-Rex. Let's try it all together with some enthusiasm, guys. Who do these teeth belong to? The T-Rex was an enormous creature. He could be over 20 feet tall. He weighed tons and tons. That is exactly why he didn't fit in my car. But I'm going to do the next best thing. You guys have met a few of my babies today. I want you to meet perhaps one of my biggest babies of all, and I mean it pretty literally because he is a pretty big baby. Sparky, can you come out and say hi to these guys? Come on, big guy. I know you're in there. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is my 2-year-old baby T-Rex, and his name is Sparky. Now, we do have something to tell you about this little guy. He doesn't quite get the gist of the dinosaur. He thinks he's more along the lines of a giant puppy. We haven't told him anything different. I'm not going to start telling him that now. He thinks he's a chihuahua. It doesn't look like it. Sparky, do me a favor. I want you to look at everybody and show them how nice you are. I want you to smile for them. Can you smile for them? Nope, you're not going to do it? All right, then show them the selfie face. Do we have a selfie face? I think so. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you cannot be afraid of the selfie face. That's impossible. But you can pay close attention to how small those teeth are compared to the full-grown T-Rex teeth, like I mentioned. He's only 2. He's got a lot of growing left to do. And I hope the tooth fairy has a big piggy bank because those teeth don't come cheap. Now, while Sparky's here, you do not have to worry. Like I said, he is a giant puppy. But guys, we do have one rule here to show. Please pay close attention to my next announcement. There's no hitting, poking, punching, pulling, scratching, yanking, calling, or being mean to the dinosaurs because they don't like it. We don't like it. We're going to stop the show, ask you to sit down, and we don't want to do that because we're all here to have fun, especially Sparky. He's been cooped up all day and he wants to play with you guys. You might want to be mindful of his tail. His tail has a mind of its own, giant windshield wiper, and you are enormous bugs. It's a game he plays. But like I said, he's sweet, you sweet, no violence. Now, while he's here, let me tell you a couple of quick things about him. He was made out to be a very bad guy, bad reputation. Ugh. He was thought to be this big, horrible monster, mean and aggressive. I think it's only half true for the most part. They were more so protective than aggressive. They were very protective over their families, their babies especially. If you got too close to their nesting ground, believe me, Mama was going to let you know you're not getting any closer. So that was probably the main culprit. Another thing, they thought he was a big, ridiculous predator, and that was only half true. He's more so of a scavenger. They're not very good hunters. They don't make great hunters. They're very top-heavy. They're very clumsy. His leg bone and shin bone are almost the same size. It does not support very much. If he trips and falls and gets stuck somewhere, which could happen quite often, it's hilarious. But it's awful. They can't pick themselves up very well. Those little bitty arms, they're nothing for them. However, it didn't stop him. He would wait for a small or more capable predator to track down their food, and he could smell it, incredible smell, from miles and miles away. He would come in with big, bold colors, loud, obnoxious roars, put on a show, scare them off, and take their food. It wasn't very nice, but it was the only way he could survive. We don't do it anymore. That's considered bullying, and bullying is a no-no. We mainly don't do it because Mommy overfeeds him as it is, so he's good. That being said, do you guys have pets at home? A couple of you have a pet at home? A couple, that's okay. If you don't worry. Big handful, big responsibility. Know what you're signing up for. I underestimated, especially what comes out the back end of it. You don't want to know. However, if you do, you know just as well as I, they love their treats. They do anything for them, right? Easy, 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 easy. Not yet. How about this? Can we do a couple of tricks for these guys? Yeah. Do you guys want to see some of these tricks? Not too bad, but you know what? I think we can do better. Do you guys want to see his tricks? That's what I'm talking about. All right, Sparky, first one. I want you to sit up all the way so they can see how tall you are. All right. Well, that was very anticlimactic. All right, no. Okay, hey, that was my fault, and he is absolutely right. I do apologize. Sparky, will you sit up, please? Oh my gosh, you're killing me. All right, I think I know what's going on though, guys. I forgot to mention one more thing. The T-Rex has a little bit of a hearing problem. We call it selective hearing. Parents, you know all about it, right? So I'm gonna need you guys to help me out. When I count to 3, when I count to 3, I want you all to say, Sparky, sit up, please, as loud as you can. Here you go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Sparky, sit up, please. All right. All right, I didn't hear selfie face in there, but maybe he did. So you know what? We're going to have to be a little bit louder than that. And by a little, I mean a lot. We're outside. Use the outside voices on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Sparky! Let's give him a round of applause, you guys. You are amazing. You are amazingly loud. Louder than I am, and I have a microphone. No, you cannot have it yet. Because we do have one more trick for these guys. I think they've earned it. Sparky, how about we break it down? Show them some of those dance moves.
Can't touch this.
Oh, yeah. Come on, guys. We got to break it down with them. We got to teach them some of those new moves. Come on, guys. Show them your moves. We got to teach them. Anybody know the Big Shark thing? No?
So hard.
Okay, that's enough. I think you did a good job in time you had. All right, let's give him one more round of applause. That was pretty awesome. Up until the end. All right, you did a good job, but let me have this back. 2 seconds, please. What you doing? Can I have some? Can I have it? Thanks. All right, guys, I need a volunteer from the audience out there. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of hands. I knew there would be. All right, Sparky, you see them? There you go, big guy. Dinner time! JK, just kidding. Okay, but I do need someone for dessert because he already had dinner. I'm kidding. I need someone that helped me with Sparky's treat. But I need somebody, I have very special requirements. I need someone strong, brave, and someone that doesn't smell like funnel cake. It is his favorite, and I cannot risk it. They make me put it in my contract. So let's see. I need someone strong and brave, strong and brave, strong and brave, strong and brave, strong and brave. No funnel cake, no funnel cake, no funnel cake, no funnel cake, no funnel cake. Strong and brave, strong and brave, strong and brave. You know what? Let me see some muscles out there. That's what I need to see. There we go, the muscle. Ooh, they're breaking out the guns. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. You, are you strong? Are you brave? Have you had the funnel cake today? Lie to me, good job. You're gonna hold on to this, okay, with both hands. One right here, one right there. You got it. Out just like that. You got it? It's not too heavy for you, is it? I think we're gonna be okay. Sparky, look who's got your bone, big guy. What you doing? You taking a nap? Come on, look who's got your bone. All right. That's about as scary as it gets. All right, come on, big guy, right here. Right here. This one's yours. That's a good boy. Good bone. The bone. The bone. The bone. The bone. The bone. The bone. That is nowhere near the same thing, but you know what? It's a visual thing. He got a little confused. Let's try it one more time. The bone this time. This one. Not. You know better. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's put our hands together for both of them. They did a wonderful job. There's a little touch and go there for a second, but I think we did all right. Good boy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how about one last big round of applause for our big Sparky? He did a beautiful job this evening. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for coming out to our show. We've come to the end, but before you go, there's one more very important message that we would love to share with you guys. The world has been growing and changing now for millions and millions of years. Nowadays, it is our turn, our job, our opportunity to help take care of the planet. Let's play our own little parts, guys. Pick up trash, recycle. Even if it's not yours, it's still trash. Help keep the world beautiful now for millions and millions of more years to come, especially for all the critters on it, guys, no matter how big or small. Thank you guys so much for coming out to see us. We hope you have a wonderful time at the fair this evening. Make sure you thank everyone at the Charlotte County Fair Board for bringing quality entertainment to your show this year, or to your fair this year. They have beautiful shows. The water show's coming up next. I believe this show is at 9:30. You guys don't want to miss it. This is our last show of the evening. Lance may still have a magic show going on, and of course the Squawk Bird Show. That sounds awesome, so you guys don't want to miss them. We are going to be out now for just a few more moments doing pictures with Sparky. It is only $3 to have your picture beside him using